Losing a family member is something no one should have to endure, but that is the reality for many families in this pandemic. With over 100 deaths daily from COVID-19 in the nation, many Malaysians are grieving recent losses, and that includes renowned recording artist Yunalis binti Mat Zaraai, more fondly known by her stage name Yuna.
Well, I was back here since the lockdown, like the first day of lockdown. That's when we arrived, and I was initially planning to stay for a week, and then that became like a month, and then it became like 3 months, and then it became like half a year, and then a year, and here we are. This is the longest that I've been back in Malaysia, like a year and a half, and a lot has happened, and I'm actually really thankful to be able to be in Malaysia and spend time with my family, be with them. And I managed to spend a lot of time with my late cousin who just passed away from COVID. And that was, something that really hit me. Like, if I was not here, like, I wouldn't be able to say my goodbyes. I wouldn't be able to hang out with her more.
Yuna, who has lived her working life as a musician in the United States of America, had lost her cousin Amelia Saila Aminuddin to COVID-19. Even after her beloved cousin, fondly called Amy, drew her last breath, the ordeal was not over. Immediately following that, Yuna's family was occupied with her aunt, who was also hospitalized for COVID-19.
And obviously it wasn't easy as well because her mom was also in the hospital, and we had to really just be on top of it, like make sure she's okay, because she was really in there like fighting COVID. So we didn't have time to actually grieve about my cousin because it was just so quick. And then the next thing was like, oh, another person now has COVID. So I really want people to understand it's like it can happen like in a chain, it's a chain reaction. Like the whole family can get it. The whole family can like, you can deteriorate. Yeah, like the health condition can deteriorate like really quickly.
Fortunately, Yuna's aunt made a recovery. In the wake of this, Yuna wanted to do more for her community and her fellow Malaysians. She learned about how blood oxygen levels, while not a conclusive test for COVID-19, can be a telltale sign of an infection. This is measured using a blood oximeter, often in the form of a small electronic device that clips onto one's fingertip to measure the concentration of oxygen in the blood. A normal oxygen saturation level, sometimes denoted by the abbreviation SpO2, should be between 95 to 100%, and anything below 95% is considered low.
For example, like if your oxygen level is like below 95, you have to go to the hospital because that means you're suffering from hypoxia or hypoxemia, and I didn't know that because like I specifically remember my cousin telling me that, oh, my oxygen is 70. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like 70, I think that's okay. It's not okay. It's like, it's really bad. And we had no idea what it meant. And I felt really, I think that was like my biggest regret was not reading up more. And I really don't want anyone to go through the same thing.
With this knowledge, Yuna combed through her social media, reaching out to her fellow Malaysians to ask if they are doing alright, and even connecting with those in the B40 community to help them detect if there's an infection before it's too late.
I even sent a few oximeters to like some families who couldn't afford like the real thing, who couldn't afford like the FDA approved oximeters. Like I feel really bad because some of these families they can't afford it. So sometimes what I do is I just go through like anybody who's posting about COVID, and then I ask them like, how's your mom, how's your dad, and obviously they get like like starstruck in the beginning. They're like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you're okay. I'm like, okay, cool, but listen to me. Like, okay, we gotta act quick.
If there is anything we all learned from COVID-19 is that it is a virus that does not discriminate or choose its victims. Anyone can fall prey to its destructive streak, even those who believe that they are careful.
My cousin and I, we talk every day, and to know that it happens so quickly. And we talk every day about COVID too, like we talk about it like this was an issue that we were both very passionate about. And when she got it, it's just like my whole world just kind of just like um, you know, I didn't expect this to happen to my family. And that's like the number one thing that people need to understand. Like when I talk about it, like I did not expect, I didn't think it could affect my family because we're careful people. We were like, we don't go out when we feel like, oh, the cases are like too high.
While Yuna may be a superstar, she is also doing what she can to help, and through that has become an embodiment of Kita Jaga Kita. Together as Malaysians, we can overcome this health crisis, one step at a time.